This update, I'll be working on swapping out the interior panels for bricks just to make it look a lot nicer, as well as finishing up the doors to Minas Tirith that I previewed in the last update. Here is the top floor of this building and what it looks like with all of the panels switched out to become bricks. This also looks a lot nicer just to see only bricks. Much better. Another thing is I added these like dummy statues or places to store a few pieces of armor, which I think looks cool. And then this building, I actually added some interior. So I put a bed, a little side end table, a lamp, a bookcase, and then this drawer thing. So I'm starting to look. I promised you guys I would be continually updating different parts of the mock, and that's what I'm going to be doing in these updates, is making every part from the previous updates looking more realistic as I go. Working on swapping out the panels right now, and I think this looks pretty cool with it open. So this is kind of what this building would look like if it had like windows, clear windows, instead of brick like you'll see in the actual mock. Took all 600 bricks to redo the interiors of this building and the other building, and it looks a lot nicer now that it's solid bricks rather than panels. So this is what the interior of this library building is looking like right now. Very nice. Let me know if there's any artifacts you want me to add to this. Right now I have the Fire Nation flag, a Commander Gree helmet, who is one of my favorite clone troopers, so I wanted to add that. And I think there could also be some other cool things, so let me know what you guys think of this. And another thing I wanted to ask is, should I make this a second level to this building, or should I just keep it with a really high ceiling like it is now? Finished my design for the doors of Minas Tirith, at least the aesthetics part of it. I think it looks really nice. I love the sand green and dark bluish gray together. I actually went ahead and bought these two Harry Potter Marauder statues specifically for these doors. I just love the blend of sand green and dark gray, and I think it makes the doors look really clean. I love the look of them, especially I think when I add the castle white and black here, it'll look so good. So here's a cave troll for scale. You can see he's about 2.5 to 3 of these guys is the height of the doors. So they're pretty big doors, as we see in the movies. I'm not sure if they're minifig scale, but here's a look at what the doors look like from the inside. And so you can see it's about the right size compared to a minifigure. So here's a minifigure on a horse. It's about the right size for these doors. It might actually be a little too tall. I'm not sure. There is a potential issue with the way I design these doors. So you'll notice there's a lot of depth to these doors. And the way I achieve that is by making them 4 studs thick in order to fit this 2x2 statue and then have a back panel. I need 3 layers. And then the 4th layer is to achieve the backside aesthetic. So 3 layers for the outer aesthetic and then 1 for the inside aesthetic. So that actually poses a problem. Why is it problematic that these are so thick? Well, the answer is I'm not sure if these will actually open when I want them to. I've had to think a lot about how doors work just because I'm trying to make my Lego doors actually able to open and close. And here's how I think they work. So this is one door, this is the other door. So it's like a view from the very top where 1 point here, 1 point here, 1 point here, 1 point there. And when a door opens, obviously it follows this radial direction of motion. All of the points along the door follow this. So the point here is going to go like this. They're all following this different radial trajectory. And normally that's fine because this is just a line. But the reason it becomes a problem for something like my Lego doors is because these doors aren't actually just lines of infinitesimal thickness. They're really proper rectangles here, right? Because these are proper rectangles, there's a chance that the paths of motion of a lot of these points could intersect with the paths of motion on the other door. So if these are all following some sort of radial trajectory, they could cross. And if they cross, obviously they're obstructing one another and they're not going to be able to open properly. So this is a problem that I need to make sure doesn't happen with my Minas Tirith doors when they open. Making sure the doors are actually functional and able to open is a concern I have with these doors.
Get back there and smash it down, but nothing can reach it!
Alright, I figured I would be a little cheeky and set up the scene with Gothmog and an orc trying to breach the gates of Minas Tirith. I think it looks really, really nice. It turned out really, really well. And I love seeing a preview of what the end mock is going to look like with all of these orc bodies piling up at the gate before Grand comes to burst through. Very, very nice. You will notice that I went ahead and redid all of the white part of the wall here. So I didn't touch the door since the last little cut, but I did end up adding another pillar. So instead of 2 pillars, it's now 3, as is the case in the movies. And then I also added this kind of architectural feature to the wall. So this is what the wall is looking like now. And I think it looks really good. I'm really happy with it. I might go ahead and add some of that like fox portcullis detail here by adding a few up and down tiles onto this part up here, like we see right there. So I might do that because it's not actually a portcullis, but it's made to look like that on part of the door. And then as far as the back of it, I'll also try to do a little more of that and add some chains and details. But I've been working a lot on this recently, so I figured I'd end the update here. And there's a ton of progress to be made in Minas Tirith. I have all the pieces to do it. So stick around and watch the later updates. Be on the lookout for those videos because I'm really excited to work on it and other parts of the Minas Tirith moth. So thank you guys for watching and have a good one.